faceless mermaid, or at least that's what I've chosen to call myself. Today I am going to be doing something a little bit different for my channel, and I am going to be doing a Drawtober. So what Drawtober is a series of prompts for the month of October as drawing prompts or craft prompts, whatever, the medium you want to use is. Now, Drawtober is made by all of these lovely people, and today this video is just going to be focusing on prompt number 1. This prompt is Candlelit Messenger, and it took me a while to try and figure out what I wanted to do for this prompt, simply because everything I was thinking, it doesn't feel great to me. So eventually I went with a, non-conventional route of the interpretation of Candlelit Messenger, which you'll kind of see me sketching out here, in sort of a moon pool-esque type of situation. But instead of the messenger being a person or something like that, I decided a message in a bottle is still technically a messenger. So what you're seeing me here right now do is try and figure out positioning of the candles. And then I drew those shadows on the rocks because originally I wanted to have candles sitting on the rocks, but then I decided I wanted to go more moon pool-esque and determined that, the wall was just going to be a rock wall. And here is me drawing the message in a bottle, trying to figure out proportions and figure out how that's supposed to look in the water without it just looking like it's floating on top of the water. And this is me trying to kind of add to the effect that it's submerged just a little bit, because when you think a message in a bottle, it's not typically all floating at the top. It's usually the bottle is half in, half out. Oh, and then those lines that I drew right there are actually lines to kind of tell me where to put the light in the end, because I think light would reflect off the water. This is me kind of just doing the background and trying to choose what I wanted, because I didn't want it to be too dark, but I also didn't want it to just be nothing. So I wanted to find this happy medium of gray-ish. And I don't know, I was really vibing with the brush choice for this. Procreate just added a lot of new brushes to the app, kind of felt watercolor-esque, and that felt like a good choice for me. And then here I'm just trying to add, dimension, if that makes sense. I wanted it to just look like we were looking into the moon pool. And so I was trying to add, those curved corners to try and make it look like it was darker on the sides and stuff like that. And this isn't the moon pool from H2O or anything. This isn't I'm not saying this is a specific moon pool. I am saying that I was just going for moon pool vibes. And this is me trying to figure out the water because I didn't want it to be super opaque. And there's me adding candles and those lights back in. And if you notice a weird little cut in the video, it is actually because I lost part of the footage of me screen recording this. So for a second it transfers to I think it was actually the part we just watched. It'll transfer to the Procreate recording. And then this part is where I was able to record again. And then here I was just adding vines for some added, I guess, like scenery, just because I felt like it was very plain. And I don't think I talked about doing or drawing the bottle, but the bottle is actually like translucent? Transparent? I don't remember. I'm gonna be so for real. It's see-through basically, and I did that intentionally so the water would shine through, and I thought that looked really nice. And then this is me drawing on the chains that are holding the candles. How did the candles get there? No clue. But drawing the chains that are holding them to the walls, just so they're not just like floating candles. And then that is the finished piece. And honestly, I get that this isn't a super detailed Drawtober post, but I want to do each one of these prompts and I want to be able to upload it to YouTube so you guys can see it. The second prompt I'm super excited about. I've already started on it. For now, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you'll swim by for the next video, but until then, bye!